Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to my online lesson on solving quadratics by factorising. So these quadratics appear on both foundation and higher tier, and they are quadratics that do not have a number in front of the x squared. I've already uploaded a video on how to factorise these, so we're just looking in this video on how to then solve them. So if you're unsure how to factorise, please watch my other video first. So I'm going to go through this quite quickly because we should know how to do this. So I'm looking for two numbers that will add to make -7, but they also have to multiply to make 10. So I'm going to start writing out all the numbers that multiply to make 10. So I have 1 and 10, and 2 and 5. Now I need a -7, so I'm going to have to start introducing some negatives here. So -1 times -10 is also 10, and -2 times -5 is also 10. So which one of these pairs adds to make -7? Well, it's this bottom one here. So this quadratic factorises to x minus 2, x minus 5, and because in the question they've put that this equals 0, and this is the same as this, I've just rewritten it, factorised, I can put that this equals 0. So my first step is always to factorise the quadratic that they give me. Now that I've factorised my quadratic, I can do a simple step to solve it. So when we write double brackets together like this, what I'm actually saying is that everything in this bracket is being multiplied by everything in this one. So I've essentially got two things, I've got this bracket and this bracket, that multiply to make 0. So if you think of two numbers and I multiply to them together and I get 0, well, one of my numbers must be 0. That's the only way of having two numbers multiply to make 0. So in this situation, either this bracket here is 0, so x minus 2 is 0, or this bracket here must be 0, so x minus 5 is 0. Now you should have two very simple equations to solve. So if on this one I add 2 to both sides, I find that x is 2, and on this one I add 5 to both sides, and I get that x is 5. And that's my two solutions. When I solve a quadratic, I always get two solutions to my answer, and this one the answer is 2 and 5. So on my answer line I'm going to put 2 and 5. And that's solving quadratics by factorising done. Here's a question for you to try. This is solve x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. So factorise the quadratic first and then solve each of the brackets equal to 0. If you pause the video now, you can unpause it when you're ready to see a full worked solution. Here's the full work solution. So you should have got that it factorises to x plus 2, x minus 5 equals 0. If you went wrong at this step here, then I suggest you watch the video on factorising quadratics again first. So I've got two things multiplying to make 0. So either this is 0, which means x would be minus 2, or this is 0, which means x would be 5. So those are my two solutions, and that's 3 marks. Thank you for watching.